Team Honda. We were taking around 24 riders with them to experience this Leh Ladakh on their new bikes. And there were like only 4 female riders who were approached for this. And I was the only mother who was there. Like 3 female riders were there, and I was the only mother. And I had to take a decision this in one day. You know, I didn't have time, because otherwise, if I am not, then there is someone else who they're going to approach for that. I was like, this is an opportunity, I can't leave. I had so many questions in my mind, how my daughter is gonna be there for 7 days without me, how my husband is gonna manage everything, home, work, my daughter. There are like a lot of things. But then I thought that this is the thing I want to do, this is my dream, and I can't leave this opportunity. So I think everybody has those roads, you know, they have these paths. आप जहाँ पे भी होते हो, वो आपकी choice होती है, आपके पास options हमेशा होते हैं.
And how has it been for your daughter?
I would say she's a fan of me.
Welcome to another amazing episode of Because She Can. I'm Divya, your host, and today I'm so excited to have Nupur Kalra with me today. So Nupur Kalra, popularly known as India's Bikermom, is a passionate biker. She's an explorer and a traveler. She's also the mother of a 9-year-old daughter who transitioned her life from the fast lane of investment banking to the realms of biking and digital content creation. Let's quickly dive into this conversation.
Thank you so much, Divya. I am super excited to be on this platform and talking about, I think, a lot of things and a heart-to-heart conversation with you.
Lovely, lovely. You know, what I got so excited with is Bikermom, right? How does it feel to be India's Bikermom? And, you know, I want to know about this transition of how you go from investment banking to biking. Like,
right.
I want to do it.
So, Divya, it's like, it was not planned though, but yeah, I've always been into adventurous things. You know, I was raised as a tomboy. I used to play gully cricket. I used to ride bikes when I was 14 years old. So from there, how I transitioned to being a biker mom, it's a very interesting story. So it was like I always got inclined more towards what boys does. I don't know how and when, but yeah, since childhood it was like this. And you know how the kids are, they just want to do anything what they wanted to do. And my parents were so liberated at that particular time. I'm talking about 1995. They never stopped me. They never told me that you are a girl, you can't do this.
And
this is not
when you are in Kanpur.
When I'm from, yes, I'm from Kanpur. I'm born and brought up in Kanpur, and then we shifted to Lucknow. But I've done my schooling from Kanpur and then graduation from Lucknow. So I'm talking about that place, that UP space.
Yes.
But yeah,
in UP riding a bike.
So
like,
yeah. So my father had a Chetak scooter. And I used to ride bikes of my friends. जिसका भी bike मिल गया उठाया और ride कर लिया. उस समय ये सब कुछ नहीं पता होता था कि riding gears क्या होते हैं, कि अभी license नहीं है, this is not safe. It's just that you love doing this. So I used to ride my father's scooter that particular time. Then I went to MBA to Goa Institute of Management in Goa. And then again, there was a lot of bikes because I had colleagues who got bikes from their parents to the institute. And again, I used to just pick up the bikes and then
सबकी
जिसकी मिली खुद की नहीं थी.
Because she can, जिसकी भी मिली, like.
Right. So I used to ride bike in Goa as well. Then I got married in 2005. The life changes after marriage. You know how it is in India. So you leave everything behind what you were doing. Now you are a wife, you are a daughter-in-law. You have to be in a particular role. And then I was working in corporate. So I had no time for all this. So I just stopped everything till my daughter was
in a box.
I was in a box. I used to go to office from 9 to 7 kind of a job. You know how bank and financials work. So a very typical life of a girl getting married, done MBA, in a corporate job, very simple life. No friend. ये करना है. That's the template which we are given, you know, by our parents. A middle class family का एक template होता है कि आपको पढ़ाई करा दी, आपको जो करना है, आपने MBA कर लिया, engineering कर लिया, then you get into a particular job, a good job, then you get married, then you have kids, then you take care of your family. And I thought it's right.
I've done all the check
boxes. Then I think in 2017, I quit my job, and I really wanted to talk about that why I quit my job. So in 2013, I transitioned from private job to government job.
Okay.
I think very rarely my
Yeah.
kind of girl would go into a government job. But because everybody told me that government job is very safe, you can balance your
Stable.
family, it's very stable, you can take care of your family while you're working. I thought it's right. I did. But when I was working there, I realized we are not made for this kind of job because the kind of work everybody is doing very different. It's like you are not fit into that particular
You're
segment.
not thinking for
You're not
yourself.
thinking. You are most of the time I was just sitting because there was no work.
You're just
Yeah,
executing.
I was just like, in some files, I was like, what I'm doing? I'm not made for this. I'm like, I can't be doing this for my entire life till 60 years of
Of
age.
that.
And then Manya happened to me in 2014. And then I saw that women are treated very differently when they have kids in corporate world. But then they think that you are not required. You're gonna
मम्मी
take
हो गई अब
मम्मी हो
तो
गई अब तो ये छुट्टी लेगी
yeah
अब ये
yeah
however talented you are,
yeah
but you are not taken seriously in a corporate world.
yeah
And I was made realize every day. And I don't want to use that word depression, but I was in a very bad state that time because I thought that I was always the topper of my
true
career.
true.
And I was like, I can't be treated like this just because of that
Just
I'm a
because I'm a
mom.
mom, like people
Yeah,
are like, oh, अब you're not serious,
yeah,
तुम तो
right.
मतलब passion
So I
नहीं है,
used to
ambition
fight
नहीं है.
this. I used to fight this every day with my own self, and with a lot of people inside the office as well. I fought this for almost a year. 2016 to 17, I fought on papers, on emails, and a lot of things that I have to raise my kid. And but I can still work. It's not
Yeah.
like I can't work, but I think it's very difficult to fight that battle. So I quit in
And
2017.
let's pick up a tougher battle to buy.
Yeah, right. Thought that this
Yeah.
battle is not for me, and
Yeah.
it's good, and I can do a lot of other things, and this is not the only thing which I can do. So in 2017 I quit my job. 2018, I think before that only I got myself a bike. That was the best thing I could
So
ever
you're done
do.
with riding
Yes.
Papa's bike,
Yeah,
riding my friend's
every
bike,
all the
अब
friends'
मेरी,
bikes. So I told my
अब
husband,
मेरी.
because I told you that I was not in that best of the
Positive.
minds that
Yeah,
time. So I
yeah.
told my husband that, Mayur, I just need a bike. I just want to own my own bike and start doing this again.
Love that.
And he was very supportive. He got me a bike. After 8 years gap, I started biking again. Then luckily I got a lot of good communities in Gurgaon to bike with,
Lovely.
because solo riding for a girl is not that easy in India. You have to have some kind of company who is supportive, some kind of community who is supportive to do that. So thankfully I got that. And slowly and consistently I kept doing that without even thinking that what I'm going to do with this. Is just like I was just feeling good about it.
You're
So
just
nothing
buzzing and
else.
happy. So what are these communities? I mean, who
There are
are
a lot
these?
of biking communities in Delhi. In I think all over India now we have a lot of biking communities. So if you don't want to ride as a solo rider, because
Right.
there are like two kind of people: one who likes solo riding and one who are doing it in a group riding.
Right.
So these communities, they basically bring you together. All the
Lovely.
bikers and riders, they bring you together. Then they keep doing this rides to
Oh,
different
lovely.
places. It can be a small ride to maybe just a Sunday ride. We go for breakfast rides, and it can be a longer rides. It can be like a 2-day ride to smaller places like Rajasthan, Jaipur, Agra,
Lovely.
anywhere. So basically we feel very safe environment, and we know that in case something bad happens, there's a person who can
I've seen this, I'll tell you, on that Manesar road.
Yeah, we do that.
And
We
I
don't do
think
that
every
very often.
Sunday,
Yeah, every
you'll have
Sunday.
these people with really fancy
So
bikes.
now you see a lot of these things happening, but when I am talking about 6-7 years back, there were very very few communities, and female riders used to be just like कि अगर हमें राइड करना आता है तो हम करें कहाँ, किसके साथ करें, मतलब कहाँ करें, what to do. So they were like very don't know what to do. But now there is a lot of communities, and they're like very helpful, very supportive communities. So yeah, that's how I think transition in 2018. Somehow I got into this Facebook and Instagram, and I had no idea about what is this influencing about, what is this, nothing at all. But I think it was meant to be like that. That road, I just took that path, and I just got into this. And like last 6 years, 5 years, it's been a greatest journey.
And I think what's interesting is that you have an authentic voice. You were talking about things that you love doing, not just copying what everyone else was.
I think copying doesn't come naturally at all. Copying
Right.
can take you to a particular level, but copying can never take you to a level where uh, you are seen as a person of your own. So I think your personality should be your personality, and it can only be original.
I love this. So tell me more about biking. Like,
Yeah,
if a girl or a woman wants to bike, like,
right,
what do you need?
right. I'll tell you.
Safety, security, like
Right.
how do you?
I think I would say never go by what I say, that I started biking when I was a 14-year-old girl. No, don't do that. Um, be a age which is admissible by the law, which is
Okay.
I think
So
18
18,
years.
I can do it.
You
I'm
can do
allowed.
it. You
Okay,
can do
chalo.
it.
And there's no top level. There's
There's no
no.
top level. There's no top level because I've seen women who are like 50 years and above. They are doing Leh Ladakh. They are doing Leh Ladakh, and I'm
Really?
like get so inspired by them that they have just learned biking 6 months back. I've seen a woman in one of the group, and she was a 55-year-old lady. She took a royal no, she had an Avenger,
Okay.
and she just took that, and I want to go. It's like, what is the difference between? I'll just ask you a question. What is the difference between I can do it and I can't do it?
Mindset?
It's the same. It's I can't do it and I can do it.
Oh,
It's true
yes.
for everyone.
Yes.
If you are saying in your mind that I can't do it, it is true for you. If I'm saying in my mind that I can do it, it's same for me. It is true for me.
True.
So both statements are true. I think it's
Absolutely.
your mind. There's the same task for everyone. 5 of the people will think that I can't do it and they will not be able to do it. And 5 people will think that I can
I
do
can
it.
do it.
So it's true. Both the statements are true. So
I
it's
love
like
that.
that. You just have to have a right mindset and a positive mindset. You can do everything.
And you can start that, and you
At
need to
any
own.
age,
And you
after
need to
18
own
years.
your bike, or
I'll tell you, you don't even need to own a bike. These days, there are a lot of places where you can rent a bike. First of all, you should go to a training school. There are training schools in Gurgaon and Delhi, and it's a very small course. You just have to spend five or to 8 days. If you have done cycling in your school days, you can ride a bike within 5 days. Within
Okay.
5 days, you can do it flat.
and you can be
Yeah,
going
you can be
out
on the
there.
road because they'll tell you the nitty-gritties of being on a road.
Love
So I
that.
think that is very important for anyone who need to start biking. And then the safety, this will protect you, your helmet, we wear riding gears like knee pads and everything, the jacket, the gloves, the boots, everything you should be packed. Like even if you fell,
Nothing's gonna get. I
you are
love
still
that.
90% safe, I would say. There will be no scratches, your head will be safe. थोड़ा बहुत जो होगा वो manage हो जाएगा. But if you're not wearing your safety gears, nobody can save you.
Yeah.
I've seen people dying on roads.
Oh my
One
God.
of my friend, very close friend, very close friend, so she died on a road accident 2 years back. We were riding, so, and she was on all the gears.
Oh God. So this is something that
This is
you
something,
are
yeah,
risking.
this is a risk. You are
You
taking
are
a risk
risking.
because when you're riding a bike, you have to be 300% on.
And you have to just be aware.
Just be
of
aware,
what's
just be
happening.
focused, just be what you're doing right away. That's what that feeling gives you. This is the one thing I tell myself, I have to come back alive.
I have my 9-year-old one. You have to
Yeah,
come
and I have
back
to come back to her. I have to come back
Oh
to her
God.
no matter how.
So what's been the best ride ever, like, for you?
Yeah.
I know this is a hard one, and I mean it's like Leh
Right, no,
Ladakh,
but-
I'm sure out there, but for you, what has
Right.
been your most
So I would say, I
ride?
think like every other rider or a biker, they would resonate with it. I would say the ride to Leh Ladakh and Pangong Lake was one of the magical experience I have experienced in my life.
And how long was that?
It was around 7 days, and there's a story behind that also. I would just take 1 or 2 minutes for that. But so when this opportunity came to me last year to go for a ride to Leh Ladakh, it was from Team Honda. So they were taking around 24 riders with them to
Wow.
experience this Leh Ladakh on their new bikes. And there were like only 4 female riders who were approached for
Wow.
this. And I was the only mother who was there.
No
Like 3
way.
female riders were there, and I was the only mother.
Wow.
And I had to take a decision this in one day. I didn't had time, because otherwise, if I am not, then there is someone else who
Right,
they're going to approach for
right.
that. I was like, this is an opportunity I can't leave. I had so many questions in my mind that, how my daughter is going to be there for 7 days without me. She has never been alone without me. How my husband is going to manage everything, home,
Right.
work, my daughter. There are like a lot of things. But then I thought that this is the thing I want to do. This is my dream, and I can't leave this opportunity. So I think that decision you
Wow.
takes you to a place where you are right now. So I think everybody has those roads, they have these paths in front.
and
Everybody.
like, should you
Yes, so
not?
आप जहाँ पे भी होते हो वो आपकी choice होती है, आपके पास options हमेशा होते हैं. Every time when you're in graduation, when you are in school, when you are in corporate world, every time you have those choices. But what road you pick is the person you are when you are 5 years ahead of that particular time. So I think, yeah, I took that opportunity. I took the decision. I told my husband that I want to do it, and he was like, "Go ahead."
He allowed you.
Sorry. We'll talk about that.
We'll speak about
no,
this.
he didn't allow me, because I think this word allow, this is a very authoritative kind of a word. You allow when you are in an authoritative space. A parent allow a kid when they are under 18 years of age. कि आप यहाँ जा सकते हो, आप यहाँ नहीं जा सकते. आपका boss आपको छुट्टी allow करता है, because he is in that position to tell you that you can't do this or you can do this. I would say this to every woman, every man, that in an equal relationship,
you discuss and
you discuss
support,
and then you support.
I love that. And
Yeah.
tell me about the family. I mean, what was their reaction when they saw their daughter-in-law in their biker boots and leather jacket?
Right.
The government job chhod ke.
I know.
What was the reaction?
I would
How
say
did you
that,
deal with that?
it is hard for the older generation to accept all this. I wouldn't, because they have never seen this. They have been in a very kind of a safe space where women are meant to be done a particular thing. Men are meant to be working outside. Women are meant to be taking care of the home. But because we have been raised in a different environment, the time has grown up, a lot of things have changed. I think so that acceptance comes in some time. It takes time. It's a gradual process. It doesn't come in a chutki. It takes time.
And how has it been for your daughter? Like,
she is, I would say she's a fan of me.
I think that's the nicest, right?
Yeah.
Right. I think just like telling your daughter that, hey, there's nothing that stops
there's
you.
nothing.
Does she like all your Instagram posts?
Yes. And there's no checkbox for you. You do whatever you feel like to do. After 12th, you decide your own life, what you want to do, what interests you. So I think that's the generation gap we are talking about here. So she is so proud of me, and I think the best compliment I have ever get is from her only. That, mom, that I want to be like you.
Oh my God.
And she loves riding bikes, and she was like, she always wants to be with me. So I've got a helmet and all the gears for her, and sometimes I take her for short rides.
Oh my
so
God.
she's so happy. She's like, she really wants to be like
Lovely.
me.
No, seriously, we need role models. We need moms to be role models, because I think I mean, it's a new conversation, but
Definitely.
I think our daughters need this.
Yeah. So I think me and my husband, we were the only ones who have left our corporate world. My husband was into corporate world for almost 14, 15 years. He quit in 2018 and got into this coaching space, and now he's a leadership coach. So we are the only ones who are not into that 9 to 9 kind of a job. And
but you're killing it. You're slaying it. So tell me about like a dangerous situation or an accident that you've encountered.
There are a lot. So accident is a part of a rider of a biker. You can't escape accidents when you are a biker. Once I got this silencer burn. All the bikers know about the silencer burn. I'm sure you must have not.
It just sounds horrible.
Yeah. So somehow I was not riding that day. I went for some other sport. I went for some car off-roading thing. And then there was this bike. One of my friend came on a bike, and it was a lovely bike. I couldn't stop myself from riding that bike, and I was not wearing my proper gears that time. I was riding, and all that, my daughter was there. I was riding with her and all that. And then suddenly I was just parking the bike on the side. And when I was parking the bike, it fell, a little bit, and my leg got touched to that silencer, and that 1 month was so painful. Then I realized कि यार ये जो मेरा rule है, मैंने क्यों ये rule break किया? That's what I'm telling you. You can't break this rule at any point of time. At any point of time, you have to.
And then, so you're talking about when your bike it broke down near Mysore.
Yeah. I remember one incident when we were like, after COVID, we went to this place called Alwar. And while coming back, me and one of my female rider, we both were coming together, and the other group was there, but they were, I think, went ahead or went behind. I don't remember.
Lost them.
But hum dono hi the wahan pe, and my bike got punctured. and then there, few of the boys and how men, they react when a female gets stuck on road on a
ये
bike.
भी female
हाँ
biker है
biker,
जो मानेसर
हाँ
road पे
पूरा ऐसे हम गेयर वेयर में थे, and they were like, अच्छा लड़की है ना, कुछ गिरवे गए होंगे ऐसे, तो देखे कि क्या हुआ, आप गिरवे, कि मैंने कहा नहीं गिरे वेरे नहीं है, गाड़ी पंचर हो गई है, बाइक पंचर हो गई है, तो they were like okay. Then few of the good
But
boys.
did you get teased? Did you get?
No, I think teasing has been it's a very overrated thing. People talk
Right.
about a lot of this teasing thing, but it usually doesn't happen. On the contrary, I would tell you one story. The same day happened. I was on a red light. We were just stopped on a red light, and there was a guy next to me, and I was riding with my guest, but it was a half helmet, so he could see that this is a female rider. And he just stopped me. He looked at me, and he said, "I'm so proud of you that you're doing it." So I
Wow.
was like, "Oh my god!"
Wow.
But really, this is like a real incident I'm talking about. People talk about teasing. I am talking about the place we are in, that people praise you on road.
Right. So it's all mindset.
It's about
है
mindset. I
कि
think you attract,
safety, security.
yes.
But
You, and then this guy came when our bike fell down, not fell down, got punctured, and these guys came to us and he was like, ठीक है हम आपकी ना हेल्प करते हैं, एक मैकेनिक है यहाँ पे 1 किलोमीटर के आगे, वहाँ पे लेके चलते हैं। तो मस्त हम, मैं और मेरी फ्रेंड, हम लोग चल रहे हैं, वो बेचारा बाइक खींच के लेके जा रहा है। I was like, this is the perk of being a female rider.
being
Because on the middle of the
yeah.
road, we were thinking कि यार ये बाइक लेकर कैसे जाएंगे, पंचर बाइक को खींचना for
Right.
us is like a task. We can't do it. We can't do
Right.
it. And fixing a puncture in the middle of the road where there's nothing, and we were like, okay, thank God.
Yes, I think there are more advantages.
I would say.
A woman
So
in a
don't
lot
get
of
scared
these.
about that
Yeah.
teasing thing and all those things. This doesn't happen here.
So love it. So what next? Like, where does Nupur wanna travel to? You know, what roads do you wanna conquer, and what bike do you want to?
I think I'm, from my heart, I'm a traveler. I wander, like if I'm coming back from a trip, I have already planned a trip in my mind.
Lovely.
Next where I'm going. So it's like that. So I want to travel the entire world. But the one thing which I want to travel on my bike is east.
Okay.
Sikkim. That part of the country is beautiful, beautiful. And on a bike, it is much more beautiful, because in a car, you see only this.
Right.
But when you are on a bike, you see 360-degree. So it's not about the place. It's about, I think, the journey which you have while you're riding a bike.
Love that.
The experiences, the people you get to meet, a lot of things.
Love
Your mind
that.
works in a very different manner.
And you have to be aware
About,
present
everything. You keep watching what is happening on the road. Okay, this way, this guy, this person is going this way. So you keep watching all the spaces.
I love that. So, we do a fun section.
Yeah.
And so these are just quick questions
Okay.
with answers for you. Which is your favorite bike?
Which is my favorite bike? It's a very tough question. But I would say I love Indian bikes. So it's an international brand, but it is named as Indian. But I love those, the speed and the control they have, the look they have.
Which one?
Indian.
Indian. Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
So I thought you said Indian
bikes.
No,
that's a brand name.
I love it. Nupur in 3 words.
Nupur in 3 words: adventurous, spontaneous, and loving.
Oh,
yeah.
So sweet. If your life as a biker mom was to be turned into a movie, who's going to play you?
It would be Deepika Padukone.
Deepika Padukone.
Yeah,
oh my God, yes.
Her,
yes. And what does "because she can" mean for you?
Because she can is a very powerful phrase in itself, I think, because it's saying everything. Because she can. So I would say that you define your own life. So don't let anyone write your script, because it's your life and nobody can write it better than you.
You make your path, you make
your own
journey.
path, you make your own choices. And the best part about making your own choices is you never regret it, because you will not blame anyone else for taking those choices for you and those roads for you. Because I've seen few of my friends, they have a lot of regrets कि वो decision मेरे लिए किसी और ने लिया था, मेरे parents ने लिया था, खुद नहीं लिया. आप जब खुद वो decision लेते हो, चाहे वो गलत है, चाहे वो सही है, but it is your decision. So you will never blame अगर कभी blame करना भी पड़ा तो मैं अपने आप को ही करना होगा ना. तुम ये नहीं बोलोगे मेरे भाई ने बोला था, मेरे husband ने बोला था, मेरे इसने बोला था. So I say this to everyone: make your own choices and just live with it.
I love that. Thank you so much, Nupur. It's been such an inspiring story. From starting out to going on this amazing path
Yeah.
and inspiring us along the way.
Thank you so much, Divya.